Next, solve another question on pipelining, which was given in 2012 for 1 mark. A register renaming is done in pipeline processor as an alternate to register allocation at the compile time for efficient access to function parameters and local variables to handle a certain kinds of hazards as a part of address translation. Okay, let us have a look at this. What this question is all about. Here, he is talking about a technique which is called register renaming. Okay, what is this register renaming? This register renaming, if you can have a look at, this register renaming is a technique which is to handle a certain kind of a hazards, which is required to handle a certain kinds of hazards. You know, there are various hazards. There are data hazards, and there are structural hazards, and there are control hazards. So each and every hazard will be handled in a wide variety of ways. A register renaming is to handle data hazards, because you know that when it comes to the data hazards, there are several kinds of data hazards in which two subsequent instructions may use the same data. Okay, either the output of the first instruction will have to be utilized by the input of the next instruction, rather in a different way, in a reversed way. That is, the output of the second instruction will have to be used as an input of the first instruction. There could be several data hazards. These data hazards should be handled, okay, because in order to avoid the stalls, these data hazards should be properly handled. Okay, so what we do is we use a technique called register renaming for handling these hazards, which we discussed in one of the previous sessions. So this is to handle a certain kinds of hazards, because in a pipelining, all the difficulties are in the form of one or the other hazards. Okay, either it could be a data hazard or a control hazard or a structural hazard. And the remaining three things, if you can have a look at, these are not for the pipelining. Okay, so that is alternate to register allocation at the compile time. No, this is a program execution paradigm. When it comes to function parameters and local variables, this is not the thing. In order to have an efficient access to the function parameters and local variables, altogether it's a different concept. Altogether it leads to a different concept. Okay, we need to have the overlapped register windows. Okay, I'm neither talking about overlap register windows nor about efficient access to the function parameters and local variables. This leads to another concept which doesn't fit into pipeline. The third one is as a part of address translation. Address translation is a concept of virtual memory. Okay, so this is to handle a certain kinds of hazards. So option C is the correct option.